Say hi.
Sometimes the most extraordinary stories begin with a simple act of kindness on a desert road. For Scythe and Sam, the moment of compassion bloomed into a bond that would change both their lives forever. It all started in the scorching deserts of Southern California, where a tiny kitten wandered aimlessly down a dusty road. Her eyes were completely sealed shut with dried pus, leaving her blind and vulnerable. Any desert traveler would know this was no place for such a small creature. She was, as her future companion would later describe, total vulture food. That day, fate intervened when Sam, a van-dwelling traveler, spotted the tiny ball of fur staggering down the middle of the road. He couldn't believe she was still alive. The desperate kitten followed the sound of Sam's voice, her survival instincts guiding her toward what could be her only chance at safety. She meowed desperately, clearly in need of help. This little crossroad would become a life-changing moment for both of them. Sam was faced with a dilemma. Every animal shelter in the area was either closed or at full capacity. The nearest place that would take her was 2.5 hours away in the opposite direction of where he was headed. He couldn't just leave her to die in the desert, so he decided to let her stay in his car for the night. That night turned into a week, which eventually turned into a lifetime commitment that neither of them had anticipated. When Sam first brought her into his van, he was nervous about picking her up. He was allergic to cats and worked a job that required leaving his vehicle in parking lots and remote locations for extended periods, often in extreme heat. He hadn't planned on adopting a pet, especially not a cat. But this kitten was determined. She wanted company more than anything. She would stick her face toward Sam and meow continuously until he pet her nose. Then she would immediately climb right onto his shoulder, as if she had found her rightful place in the world. Within a few days, her eyes cleared up and she became much more active. Sam started gently petting her cheek with his finger, and she perked up, realizing how wonderful it felt to be cared for. It was then that Sam had an epiphany. He felt he had to keep this adorable feline companion that destiny sent him. Not being able to take good care of her with the job that keeps him far away from home so often, Sam decided to bring the kitten to his parents' house. A trip to the vet revealed the extent of her poor health. She had mites, a respiratory infection, and a host of other ailments. She required 3 different types of medicine daily. Through it all, she proved herself to be an absolute trooper, only ever complaining when she couldn't be near Sam. Sam set up a luxury box studio apartment for her initially, but she convinced him to let her roam around the van freely. To his surprise, potty training her was remarkably easy. He got her a van litter box and she knew instinctively what it was for.
Oh my gosh! Dude, good job, I think. You pooping? Holy crap, it's working.
The kitten needed a name befitting her fierce spirit. Sam gave her quite the impressive title, Scythe Muskatsu, warrior of the West, tenacious tumbleweed of the slabs, effervescent queen of Everest. He chose Scythe for her cute yet sharp little claws, which she used like pickaxes to climb to the top of his shoulder. The name pronounced Scythe also amusingly contrasted her tiny, harmless appearance with the hardcore image of the Grim Reaper's tool. Sam's parents, however, would later come to call her Callie, since she was found in California and it was easier to pronounce. With her health improving and her personality blossoming, the trip across the entire country to Sam's parents' house was full of fun. He drove her from just about the most southwestern point of the US to just about the most northeastern point. For a 4-week-old kitten, this was an epic journey. But she was a trooper throughout, enduring long drives and new environments with remarkable resilience. Scythe developed distinct preferences.
Ow.
She loved chicken, but really loved salmon. She also had a habit of chewing on everything, especially electrical wires. Sam had to teach her to stop by redirecting her to toys, particularly a worm on a string that she found irresistible. When they finally arrived at Sam's parents' house, Scythe received a warm welcome. Sam's parents immediately fell in love with her. She now had much more room to explore and play than in the van, plus a cozy bed crocheted by Sam's mom. As Scythe settled into her new home in the Northeast, she encountered something completely foreign to a desert kitten: snow. Her first look of pure shock upon seeing snow was unforgettable. Coming from the desert, the cold white stuff falling from the sky must have seemed like an alien phenomenon. Sam had grown deeply attached to Scythe. The solution to keep her was to give Scythe a permanent home with his parents, where he could visit often. It turned out to be the perfect arrangement. Happy parents who needed company, a happy cat with a loving home, and a happy Sam who could still maintain his lifestyle while remaining connected to his furry friend. Now, whenever Sam comes home, Scythe meets him by the door, her eyes wide with excitement as if to say, "My play pal is back, it's playtime!" They chase each other around the house in a game that brings them both joy. As Scythe has grown, she's become quite the independent cat, exploring the entire neighborhood with confidence. Sometimes, Sam feels a touch of sadness that she no longer climbs into his shoulder like she used to. But then she'll come and position herself directly in front of him, demanding his attention and driving all the sadness away. Scythe's story reminds us that sometimes the most meaningful connections come when we least expect them, at those literal and figurative crossroads in life. Sam once wrote on Instagram, "She has softened my heart and completely changed my life. I am eternally grateful." And as Scythe continues to bring joy to everyone around her, her story proves that sometimes the things waiting for us in the middle of nowhere truly can amaze us. Her journey from vulnerability to strength mirrors the journey many of us take, one of resilience, adaptation, and ultimately finding our place in the world. And for Sam, who once couldn't imagine being a cat dad, Scythe has become family. Despite the challenges of his lifestyle and his allergies, he found a way to keep this special connection alive. As he watches her explore her world with confidence, he takes pride in knowing that he played a crucial role in her transformation. From the desert to the snow, from sickness to health, from abandonment to belonging, Scythe's journey continues to inspire, reminding us all of the power of chance encounters and open hearts.